I'm back. They sort of released me off of IR. Yeah. And if you didn't know, I've been out of the loop. I haven't been recording shows. The last show I did was around the 9th. It was after the Thursday night game. And I haven't been back since because, and if you're a regular watcher, you know, I had complete knee replacement surgery on the 13th of November. So I'm about 22 days out. And I got to tell you, it has been quite an ordeal. I really, really needed it replaced. This is my third major operation on this knee. The first one started in 1975 in high school. And then I had an ACL replaced in the 2000s, and then this complete knee replacement on the 13th of November. And I got to tell you, that first week, oh my God, it was so bad. I didn't even want anybody looking at my leg, let alone touching it. It was the most painful thing I've ever been through in my life. Week 2, not much better. You know, popping drugs every 46 hours, and then, which made me completely loopy more than I am, because, you know, I'm pickled. But and then week 3, get a little bit better. So, you know, I don't know if I'm entering week 4. I don't know. I don't even know anymore, even what fucking day it is. I'm not kidding. I'm so bored. I can't do much. I'm off the walker. Yay! I'm not an old lady anymore. Well, kind of. And I'm with a cane now, but now it's the point where we got to get the swelling down. The whole leg is just completely swollen, black and blue. I'm walking with a cane, and now we got to get it to bend. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going home rehab right now, and pretty soon I'll be going to in-therapy rehab, and it sucks. I saved my medication for rehab days. I mean, so, you know, I hope this was all worth it, because they say it's going to be, I won't really feel myself for another, 4 to 5 weeks, and then it could be months before I'm completely back to normal. But I thought, you know what, I got to get my ass back to doing the show, get back in the saddle again, Lynn. Come on, people are dying. Where are you, Lynn? So, but I got to tell you, and this stage I have here, it's not the most comfortable setup, so I'm not going to do a super long show. I'm just going to kind of talk about the last 2 games that I missed with you guys. And then I wanted to give you an update on my health. I had some people reach out to me. Thank you for people who watched the show, checking to make sure I'm okay. It has been, I won't lie, it has been, had I known it was going to be this painful, I'm not sure I would have done it. So now I know why the doctor was like, well, I kind of asked, and they're like, well, do you want to know? And I'm like, yeah, maybe not. And that was probably the smartest thing to do. Woo! It's incredible. And I had a good friend. Thank you, Jen. She stayed with me the first week. She's a retired physical therapist, so you couldn't have anybody better. And I couldn't have done it without her that first full week. I just couldn't. I have 17 stairs in my house, so. And Denise, thank you for all you've done. She's another friend who lives here. She moved here about 5 months ago, and she's been a godsend. She's driving me everywhere I need to go. She, gets groceries for me, so it's been great. So thank you, everybody, for thinking about me. And if you forgot that I had the surgery, F you. Just kidding. So let's get back to what happened with the Bears. Let's just talk a little bit. So since I've been gone, they've lost 1 game and they won 1 game. They are actually 4-8, and that's 1 game better than last year. Woo, 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 woo. I mean, maybe we'll even win a few more. Can you imagine? So while I was on IR, we lost to Detroit 31-26, and we all know we should have beaten them. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And then we beat Minnesota 12-10 without scoring a touchdown. Only the Bears. And the Bears haven't done that, won a game without scoring a touchdown since 1993. I know, crazy, huh? That Detroit game, though, I got to tell you, I was watching it. My son and my daughter-in-law and my grandson came over to watch that game. And I was pretty much out of it on drugs. They had me on some good drugs. So, I wasn't getting as mad as I normally would. My son was. And I mean, the Bears should never have lost that game. This is a prime example how the Bears cannot finish a game. And I feel a lot of that's on the coaching staff. Because the Bears were neck and neck in stats with the Lions that whole game. And by the stats, they should have won it. They lost it in the last 3 minutes. I mean, and let's face it, there's several things. Well, one, penalties. These penalties it's just getting ridiculous. And the majority of the penalties the Bears get in the games are on the offense, which really hurts you because, I talk about this, my bugaboo is penalties. You got to have 5 or less a game, and the Bears aren't even close to that lately. And, the Bears, they're moving penalty backwards, forwards, backwards. And that's what really hurt them in that game. And then if JJ, number 33, would have caught that ball that was in his freaking breadbasket right here, I could have done it with one leg, for cripe's sake, JJ. That game would have been over, and the Bears would have won. And because the next play, the Lions scored the touchdown, game over. La-da-da-da-da, the same old song and dance that we've been talking about for the last 2 frickin' years, right? They cannot finish a game. And, of course, it's on the players, but it's also on the coaches. And, Getsy, when he called that one play where they were down, way down, they didn't have much time left, and they were way down on their backed up, and he was on, what was it? Second or third down, and he threw that really long pass. Who did he throw to Fields? Gosh, I can't remember. And he just missed him. The guy was wide open, and he just missed him. I mean, I like that play, but not necessarily in that particular situation. Because you don't make it, then you're fucked. And that's exactly what happened. And Noah Gatesy, he gotta go. You gotta go. But the defense, I know they gave up 31 points, but they still played a really good game. They had 4 turnovers in that game. You get 4 turnovers, you better frickin' win that game. And, of course, we know they did not. But the defense is really coming together every week. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Everyone has to like what they're seeing with this defense. I mean, in the Detroit game and the Minnesota game, they've had 8 turnovers. That's incredible. So obviously they're working on that finally, but the defense is the defensive line is starting, Sweet is really making a difference because he's going to start getting double teamed, which is going to open up the opportunities for the other D guys. And it's happening. We're getting sacks, a couple of games here and there, but we're in the face of the quarterbacks, and that was quite apparent in the Minnesota win, 12-10. Again, they won without scoring a touchdown, but the defense played lights out. Of course, they had a backup quarterback, but the defense played really, really well. You can't deny that. I mean, they were just playing lights out. So in 2 games, they had 8 turnovers. That is freaking awesome. Because what's really going to help the Bears is if we can solidify this defense and they can get better and better, and then moving into 2024, it is going to help us. We all expected to see this play in the beginning of the year, but there was injuries and these guys weren't playing together, and then we didn't have Sweat yet. Then once it got him, the defensive line was playing a little bit better before he got there, just a little bit. But when he got there, it has really changed everything, and it's awesome. I think we're starting to figure out. I've always said our backfield has been so good, even with the injuries. It was the Minnesota game where who was out? Brisker? You got to remember, a little pickled. I'm not really doing drugs too much anymore, but, I was out of the loop, and I did not take notes during these games like I normally do. But I think he was out, and his replacement did pretty dang good for a third string. I think he was third string backup. So, but I mean, it was nice seeing them win against Minnesota. We'll take a win as a win as a win, a W. People are like, oh, it was ugly. Who cares? Nobody knows that when you're reading, when you're looking at the win column, right? Doesn't matter. As long as you get that W, it's great. So if this defense can really start to pull it together, that will help in the 2024 draft, because if you can, not have to concentrate totally on your defense, that opens up a lot of draft opportunity for your offense. I would like to see the Bears get another edge rusher if there's one out there. I would love to see that, and I would like to see them work on their linebackers a little bit. Sanborn is doing really good. Of course, Edmonds is doing really good, and Edwards. They're doing good. Edwards is doing very good, right? Is it Edwards? Yeah, the homegrown guy. He's having a year. Congratulations. And but you know what? We you need that. So, but our defense, if we, like I said, if we can keep rolling and playing better and better each week, then that does open up a lot of possibilities for the 2024 draft, and for polls to maybe work more on defense or offense, excuse me. So let's talk about that. So that's the two games. I'm just kind of doing a summary here. Fields in the last, you know what? Well, let's pull up a couple bright spots in the last couple games. Clement, 85, our tight end, is having a wonderful year. Moore, he's got over 1,000 yards now, right on. And our running back, 23, back up to Herbert Johnson, he's really doing good too. He's had some plays. Was it the Minnesota game, I think it was, where one time, Fields was running for his life because Minnesota blitzed, I swear to God, 95% of that game. So he was running for his life. You couldn't even blame the O-line. They were doing the best they could, because when you're being, blitzed 95% of the time, 90 to 95% of the time, it's just hard, to keep stopping these guys. And Johnson, there was a point in that Minnesota game where he could see, and this is the one thing I'd like to see our receivers do more, and I've talked about it this year, is when you see Fields is having problems, come back. Break off your whatever route you're doing, come back and give him. And Johnson did do that in that game, in the Minnesota game. He came back. He allowed Fields to throw a little pass to him, and he ended up getting a first down. So I want to see more of that of our receivers, but it was very good play by Johnson, a good rookie play. But as I said, they were blitzing Fields like crazy. And let's face it, Fields, let's see here. I got it. Okay. So Fields, well, all right. Fields is just having a hard time. We're going to talk about that. But Noah Getsy, he called another bad game in that Minnesota game. I know why he was throwing the short passes, because they did blitz 90% of the time. So he throws the short passes and screens in there, but not on every damn play, Getsy. Oh my God, are you kidding me? They knew what was coming. You're going to have to go downfield. Now, Fields, I don't know. I'm so torn about him. If we get a new offensive coordinator, of course, that's another learning curve for him again. But maybe that would help get an offensive coordinator that's really going to call plays to his liking. Not what Getsy. No, Getsy does not do that. He calls whatever he wants, and he's a shitty call player. It is just a fact. And he's not helping Fields at all. But Fields, he can't seem to get that ball downfield unless there's nobody blitzing. His wide receivers are wide open. You know what? And I don't know if it's lack of confidence. He doesn't think he can do it. We certainly don't want him throwing interceptions, but he's just not doing that. He gets happy feet. As soon as that line even starts to cave in, he gets happy feet. And he can't decide, should I throw? Should I run? And there was times where he should have gotten rid of that ball. And, he's just, I don't know. He doesn't seem, we know when it's a perfect scenario, he can get the ball down the field. Well, most quarterbacks can in the NFL. It's when you're under duress. And Troy Aikman said something about him that game, on the Minnesota game. And Troy Aikman said, he doesn't know how to step up to avoid the rush. He just doesn't do it. He doesn't step up at all. He just kind of runs around there, but he's got to start to learn to step up and get away from him. It's part of his responsibility too. The line can only do so much, and Fields just doesn't seem to get it. I don't know what else to do. I mean, what would be really great is if Field turns out to be the answer this year. Then the Bears have the draft of 2024 is wide open to them. But if they have to go get another quarterback, so that's one of our number one, we have 2 number 1 draft picks next year, and one of them's gone to a quarterback. We need another quarterback. And I don't want that guy from USC. I'm going on record right now. Do not want him. No. I think there's a strong quarterback class coming out of the college, but I'm not positive. I'm a little, behind the curve these last 3 weeks. But Fields, he just gets those happy feet, and he can't get away from a blitz. By year 3, you think that he would be able to start doing this. He should in year 3. I'm sorry. And I you know what? And then the fumbling of the ball. This is a constant problem for him, and he always fumbles it. Well, there's never a good time, Lynn. Really? Yeah. But he always fumbles it in the least opportune time. I mean, and it's just getting ridiculous. He cannot hang on to that ball. Now, one of the fumbles he had in that, was it the Minnesota game? I think so. One of them got punched out, and it was a really good defensive play, but the other one, he completely just fucked it up. And by year 3, like I said, he should not be fumbling this ball. And you know what? Sometimes there is a running back for the Rams, Eric Dickerson. I'm sure some people do. It depends how old you are. Really good running back. But as he got a little bit older, and I'm not saying older, but after he got in the league for a while, he started to fumble the ball a lot. And that became his biggest bugaboo. And, once it's in your head, you know what I mean? I don't know. So Fields, he has not improved on that, in my opinion. Not at all, because he's fumbled the ball quite a few times this year. So, people are like, say to me, is Fields the answer? I don't know. I've always been on the fence since we got him. Clearly, we got the wrong Ohio State quarterback, because Stroud and Texas is lights out. He's going to be Rookie of the Year, hands down, this year. Boy, that's the Ohio State quarterback I would like. We got the wrong one, and I don't know. I just don't think Fields is the answer. I hate saying it, because now we have to start all over again next year. And if, with that being said, then no Getsy, gotta go. But if Fields were the answer, if he could just stop fumbling the ball and learn how to get away from the blitz, how to avoid that blitz, step up to avoid the rush, we could live with them. But he's got these things, and he just can't make the decision up here. I think it's a problem up here. But if we didn't have to waste the number 1 draft pick on a quarterback, God, just think about it. We could get Marvin Harrison Jr., the wide receiver of Ohio State, who was lights out. We could get another O-lineman. We could get an edge rusher, another D tackle. I mean, the possibilities are endless for what we could do in this draft next year. If Fields would have just been the answer, I personally don't think he is. And I hate saying it because I don't want to start over, but he's just, I don't know. I mean, year 3, we should see improvement. And in my opinion, we're not seeing improvement with him this year. I just don't think we are. And I know everybody wanted him to be the answer, but he's not. And of course, Bajan is not the answer. He's a great backup right now, but that's all. So we have to go get a quarterback, because we're building a defense, and our offensive line, if we can keep them healthy, can play. They're starting to play better too. We've got running backs. We've got a great tight end. We got a great wide receiver. I would like to go get we talked about Marvin Harrison Jr. Go get him. He could be number 1. Moore could be number 1. He could be number 2. And Mr. Mooney could be number 3. You'd be set. So I don't know. Let's see what happens this next month. with the season and see what the Bears do with Justin. And I mean, Justin is trying out for the Bears and for the rest of the league. What will the Bears do? Will they try to trade him? Will they keep him? There's a lot of possibilities the Bears could do it. So Justin is definitely trying out for everybody right now because his job is on the line. We know that. And as far as you hear all these rumors. I won't lie, I would love to have Jim Harbaugh. I can't even believe it, but I'm saying it as our head coach. A lot of people don't like him. I say bring him on. What we've been doing for the last 20 years has not really worked, or the last 15, whatever, you know what I mean. And so let's throw him in there and see what he can do. I doubt it'll happen, but if he were to come, oh my God, I'm telling you, he'd whip this football team in shape. Now, I've been thinking about this. This could happen. They could keep Flus for another year, and they'll make Getsy don't get it. No more Getsy. They could make him the scapegoat, which would be fine with me, and fire him and get another offensive coordinator. That is a very big possibility. So you keep Flus, because Flus, he's turning this defense around, that's for sure. He really, really is. He's got this defense plan. Of course, we need a defensive coordinator, which we're going to go get. But if you could get, and then, because he does seem to be pretty good with the team, rallying these guys, but that's what I'm thinking now is going to happen unless the Bears make the big choice and go for Harbaugh. But I honestly don't see it happening. And I really have a feeling Flus will be here and Getsy will be gone. He'll be the scapegoat, get a new D coordinator, get a new offensive coordinator. So this is it. I'm not going to do too much more talking. I had to get back on the saddle again, and I'll be quite honest with you. My leg is killing me. My whole leg, my knee, it's just pounding right now, so I'm going to have to end it. I'm a pussy. I know it. I'm a 65-year-old woman, okay, who's, beat the shit out of her body. And I'll tell you what, youngsters, be careful what you do when you're young, because you pay the price when you get older. All those falls and dumb things you've done to yourself, they come back to haunt you in your 60s. So, anyways, that's it. I hope people watch me. I hope I get people back. That's why I did this show first. I will be back Friday to talk about the Detroit game on Sunday. That is in Soldier Field. Detroit barely won. Well, no. They did come back and beat them pretty good on Sunday. So, yeah. But they're vulnerable, that's for sure. So, it'd be sure nice to kind of get a win out of them in Soldier Field next Sunday. So, but I'll be back Friday to do my usual, giving the stats, compare everything, and do that. So, I just wanted to get back and see if I can do a decent show. This is not the greatest show I've ever done, but at least I'm back in there and forcing myself to do it, because that's what I got to do now. I got to start pushing myself pretty hard, especially with this rehab on this knee, man. Oh, boy, does it blow. It blows because I only have one good leg and an arm, because when I say it, only one arm, now I'm off the walker. So before I didn't have any arms because I had to push the walker. Now I have a cane. So I have one good arm and one good leg. And when I'm trying to get stuff to myself, everything's a process here. You know what I mean? So anyways, tell everybody I'm back. Come on back and join me Friday. Try to get back into the routine to finish the rest of the year. Because you love seeing me, because I'm Lynn. I'm Lynn from Vegas, baby, and a very big Bears fan, 48 years. And my show in this 4th season, I'm just reminding y'all. So anyways, it is the holiday season. Everybody's getting in it. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And Christmas is around the corner. We'll be talking about that a little bit in the next few weeks. So, you know what? I hope you all, let's stick together. We'll watch the Bears. Maybe we'll get some more wins. 1, maybe 2 if we're lucky. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll take a win no matter what, right? A win is a win is a win. That's right, baby. So, everybody be kind to one another. You know how I like to sign off. Be kind. Love one another. It's the holiday season and people seem to be a lot nicer then. The moods they're in now, they were like that all year long, but unfortunately people aren't. So take advantage right now. I hope, just stop hate. Let's come together. Let's love one another. Let's support one another because it's just tough times. And you know what? We got to get through this together, especially Bear fans, because we're tough hombres. That's for sure. I mean, look what we got to put up with year after year, and we still come back for it. So, and again, thank everybody. Thank you all for the people who have been really helping me. There's been several family members that are texting me every day, some every other day, just how are you, Aunt Lynn? How you doing, Lynn? You know, and this and that. So I really, really appreciate the support. I need the encouragement because it's hard to force yourself when you're home to do rehab on your own because it hurts so much, but I got to do it. So, right? I got to do it so I can get back and be 100% for you guys. Because you know what? You need your Lynn time. I know. Doesn't everybody? Of course they do. So, okay, I did okay today. I went a little longer than I thought, but I you know what? That's why I'm doing it, to get back in the saddle, get me back. You know, once you start doing something, then it starts getting better. So, tell everybody I'm back. I appreciate you watching. You know, I love everybody. And again, please, just love one another. And I'll be back Friday to review the Detroit game. And you know, I love you guys all. I love my Bears. I love my viewers. And, as always, me and my bad leg are rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby. See you on Friday.